AFL Premiership Football, proudly brought to you by Nissan Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, your State Insurance Office and State Bank Victoria.
It's preliminary final day, the last chance for Melbourne or Carlton to win through to the big one next week against Hawthorn. Can the Demons erase the memories of last year and advance to their first grand final since 1964, or will it be the Blues making it their third in a row? Welcome to Saturday Night Replay. Preliminary final day. This was the day last year when Melbourne were beaten by Hawthorn with Gary Buckenara's kick after the siren. Could they bounce back from that and win a rematch with the Hawks in the grand final next week? Well, 68,500 people went out to VFL Park today to see if they could do that. Of course, Carlton, the reigning premiers, and Melbourne hadn't played in a grand final since 1964. There was some speculation about the Blues lineup. Would Jim Buckley take his place? He was named as an emergency. Well, they went with the 20 they picked, and there was no Jimmy Buckley today. We're firstly going to have a look at the highlights of the first half, and the commentators in the 7 commentary box, Peter Landy, Ian Robertson and Malcolm Blight.
Hand pass comes out in the direction of Meldrum. Down goes Wilson, looks for the free kick, as he does most of the time. Good mark taken by Murphy. Gets it up to Nailey, busy so far, at the 50-metre line. The hand pass is on to Blackmore, who shoots and scores a goal.
Steins, short kick, wide, and the mark's been taken out there by Ricky Jackson. Punch for goal, it looks okay, it's a goal. In the outer, indicating, going down to that main scoreboard end. Tap out, Wilson breaks away outside 50, goes for goal, it looks good. Over the back, it's through. Second goal to Melbourne. Aitken, dispossessed, he let it go a little bit too easily. White into an open goal, he can't pick it up off the ground. Sean White, it's going to roll through. Third goal to Melbourne.
Daly puts forward its best.
Lyon in there, he gathers, gets a quick kick out of it. Good play by Gary Lyon. It's now inside 50 metres. Sean White tries a flip out. Here's a chance now for Melbourne. Kick off the ground by Bradley. Clean bowls Yates. Hannah's at the back. Yates with clever play pushes it back in towards half forward. At the back, overrun by Newport. Poor play. Gather by Yates. Shot for goal by Yates is home.
Jackson goes in short. Could have been a hospital job, that one, but Gary Lyon didn't let him down. It's been a good quarter for Melbourne, but they have the win. That'll be close. It's a goal. Jackson rows it well at right half forward flank, gets the bounce he required. Centering kick, looking for White, off his hands. Yates almost. White again, a goal. It's his third.
Bradley bumped off the football. Johnson likewise. Dersma ducks his head. Play goes on. Chance now for Carlton. Murphy goes out to Bradley. Bradley over the top. Satori in the goal square puts it through for Carlton's second.
Healy's kick very close to the boundary line. Silvani in front of Lyon. No, he's not. Gary Lyon playing it beautifully today. Preliminary final 88. Centering kick. Looks for and finds Sean White. A great mark.
Can you believe Stephen Silvani can play this ball?
Not one of his better efforts so far. White, a long kick. Steins, the target. Oh, almost dragged it down from behind. Lyon there again. Beautiful flip out the back to Jackson off the ground for another one.
Left foot kick covers 45 metres. Up towards half forward. Steins nearly grabbed it. Dersma, a good player. Kick goes back to Kernahan. Off to Nailey. Nailey goes for goal and bangs it through.
Oh, Bradley, kick number 11. Carlton starting to get their act together perhaps a little bit now. The two Rovers, the twins. Murphy, well shepherded. Love it in pursuit. Gets his kick in and has put it through. Carlton supporters finding voice at last.
Chris Jones is there. Lyon stays on the ground and gathers the football. Kicks it back to within 50 metres. The Demons are a chance. Greg Healy into an open goal. And he's put it through.
I needed that one.
Goes to the ground now. Healy, a quick kick out. Now another one by Lyon. Out wide towards the half-forward area. Punch away by Kennedy. Comes to the ground. Clean bowls. Greg Healy. Gleeson held, but he didn't have it. Play on. Advantage paid. Bradley up towards full forward. Can Carlton score with this 4-8 ball? At the back, Sartori gathers, shoots for goal and puts it through. Carlton is front.
There was a strong breeze right to left. Melbourne had first use of it and led by 30 points at quarter time, 6-3 to 1-3. But Carlton stormed back into it with 8 goals in the second quarter to hit the front by half time and lead by 2 points, with most of the scoring coming at the left-hand end. So it was virtually status quo at half-time. Start again for the second half. We pick it up with about 20 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Melbourne have added a point to trail by a point.
So it's O'Dwyer and Sartori. Johnson really has to hook that one around across the body. Might be out on the full. It is. Free kick to Carlton.
Well, on the other hand, Peter, Melbourne have got to be disciplined now and try and switch play to this grandstand side of the ground.
Well, it's been over there since the quarter started, and Frank Bradley, he's gathered about 3 or 4 kicks so far in this quarter.
Wasting time too.
Short pass to Madden, and Marks. Spalding came across in front of him. Madden too tall.
That was terrifically general by Bradley. He knew exactly what he was doing. Madden knew exactly what he was doing. It was fantastic play from Carlton, really, to set this up.
Madden directly in front of goal.
Doesn't mind kicking goals either, Justin Madden.
Look, time, Carlton just wasting as much time as they can.
Well, waste a bit more. It's gone through for a behind.
It was a big build-up for a little result, wasn't it?
It wasn't. 61 to 59. No goals scored so far in the third quarter.
So Danny Hughes will kick the football in for Melbourne, and I would think advised to go straight down the centre. He's just slightly wide of the centre half-back area. A good mark taken, unopposed by Herman, and he plays on. Good football, but his kick's a sloppy one. In towards half-forward. Carlton players overrun it. Hughes tries the tap out. Gleeson's there. Johnson will kick it off the ground. Meldrum's there for the Blues, and he goes after it again. Gets it out to Blackwell with a good little chip kick. Blackwell up towards half-forward. Here's a chance for Gleeson. Oh, crashed to the ground, Adrian Gleeson. No free kick paid. Play on to the umpire, and the cup Melbourne defence break clear. Kernahan.
All in blue behind play.
It's up towards half-forward now, and the umpire officiating at that end of the ground has decided that the Melbourne player will have to go back and take a set kick.
Dersman's been KO'd. Guess who the culprit is? Can you work it out from that?
Chance. Lions kick the goal. Lions kick the goal for Melbourne. And while play was going on with the dust-up, Melbourne have gone down the other end of the ground and kicked a goal to put the Demons in front.
Yeah, second goal to Gary Lyon.
What a sensation.
Excitement aplenty.
I was watching the fight, and I'm glad you were watching the play in, because Jamie Dersman was seeing a few stars there, I'd reckon. Well, he's up, but I don't know how good he is. And Steve Kernahan.
I would suggest that 20 players down this end of the ground, 20 players down this end of the ground would not know that a goal is scored or who, in fact, kicked it.
Very important now that both sides concentrate on football.
Now, Peter Cameron, the emergency umpire, came onto the ground, I believe, has made a report. Now, how he reported and all that, I've got no idea. I can take a guess, but I didn't see the whole of the incident, so I won't comment on it. Back into the centre. Blackwell gets grabbed as soon as he takes the ball, and not entirely unexpectedly, a free kick being paid. So Healy to take the free kick. Game hotting up in more ways than one. Healy down to O'Dwyer. Has it knocked away from him. Wilson has to get rid of it. Fires out a long hand pass to Lovell from a standing start, shoots and goals. So Melbourne answering the challenge in the best way possible. Now he's down as well. And players are coming from everywhere. This has got a bit out of hand, Malcolm.
Yes, it certainly has, Peter. And what's happened, of course, is that Melbourne have kicked 2 goals while this has all been going on. Now, I'd suggest that the free kick in the centre of the ground against Blackwell was pretty soft indeed, but it was really set up. Rhys Jones having plenty of words to say. A lot of players having plenty of words to say.
And now Steve O'Dwyer being spoken to by Ross Castles. The goal has stood because the ball is coming back to the centre. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah, this has been some of the most confusing 3 or 4 minutes of football we've seen for the entire year.
Now Cameron has come onto the ground again.
Nothing happened there. I watched him closely. He was just out there to officiate.
Back into the centre, another goal to Melbourne amongst the fights. Lovell. Now, he was the man that kicked the goal. He got flattened after he booted the ball. Alvin, good tackle, Wilson. The ball spills free for Derui, who tries to get clear. He got grabbed high. And it will be a free kick going which way? Carlton's way.
Back to Derui.
I don't think there's not too much doubt about it, was there? Derui at left centre wing. Carlton attacking the left-hand flank. Silvani tries for the front position. Gwindra got a couple of hands to the ball. Silvani reels out of the pack. And he doesn't stage. So, some very nasty incidents out there at the moment. Carlton too tall in the ruck for Madden. It's going to be a free kick to Dersma.
He appeared to grab him at the front of the jumper then.
He did, didn't he?
And this is what Melbourne wanted, was to switch play.
Johnson at half back goes long out towards left half forward flank. Gary Lyon on the run. Blackwell in pursuit at 50. Beautiful pass. The mark taken by Sean White.
Well, Carlton haven't woken up very quickly. Melbourne tried the dust-up tactics at the start of the quarter, and Carlton still concentrating on the man. Melbourne go on and play football, and the ball finishes with Sean White. He's 35 metres from goal. Distance to that end of the ground, not a problem. And a chance to kick his fourth. Punts for goal. It's a good-looking kick. 4 goals for Sean White.
And 3 goals in the last 3 or 4 minutes to Melbourne for some niggly stuff.
Big jump by Steins. Yates has pushed off the football. A free kick to Melbourne. They'll get out of the centre again. It's been quite crucial getting the ball out of the centre here at VFL Park, and the Demons in the opening half of this third quarter have succeeded so far. Graham Yates obviously yelling obscenities at his opponent. Kicks the ball 60 metres up towards full forward. It goes through all players. Derui at the back. Bradley and Elvin. Carlton out of trouble temporarily. Elvin's kick's not bad. It goes to Blackwell on centre wing.
So
He's pushed in the back, and Blackwell will take the free kick for Carlton on the wing. Could have been a 50-metre penalty there. Greg Healy getting in the road. Blackwell goes on with play and kicks it high towards half forward. Kernahan can't mark, but the player in front can love it. It's not paid. It's up the centre wing area. Chance there for Murphy. His kick goes off the side of the boot, and it's over the line on the full. The free kick will be taken from Melbourne. And it looks like Brett Lovett. Very reliable defender is Brett Lovett. And he'll kick Melbourne back into attack. Drop punt kick. Goes up towards the 50-metre line. A marking contest. No one can grab it. Ball comes to ground. Glascott in there. And Lyon was the Melbourne high flyer.
Steins limping out of that pack too.
And Robert Walls just looking perhaps a little concerned, because this is a very, very important 15 minutes. We've got 14 and a half left in the third term. Steins tries to get the tap out. Gleeson does it well, the little rover, and he runs away. He's caught with the football, handballs it back. Justin Madden gets a little kick out in towards the centre. Derui breaks clear and gets his kick away. Good play by the half-back. In towards the centre. Silvani gathers, gets the handball away to Blackwell. Again to Nailey. Nailey in the centre, running around in a circle. Short pass is effective and finds Gleeson on centre wing. He's looking to play on. Dersma, the Melbourne player. Kernahan looking for the pass, but Gleeson goes into short. Murphy can't mark. And Melbourne defence under pressure. Can they get out of trouble? A kick off the ground. Now Lovett's under pressure on the 50-metre line for the Blues. A long hand pass looking for the safety of the boundary line, and it goes over in front of Stretch and Kennedy.
And it was great play too from Lovett. Then under tremendous pressure from Carlton, 3 players at him, and he handballed along the boundary line, not directly over it.
13 and a half minutes left in the quarter. Melbourne by 16 points. The Demons working the ball forward almost laboriously. Now at Lovell. Up the half forward. Chance for Spalding if he can gather. Out comes Dunlop. Good hip and shoulder by Spalding. Put him out of business. The ball's out of bounds. And a wrestle, another one. And somebody's going to get reported.
Well, that was Will Spalding came in. I'm glad Dunlop turned at the right time then. That was pretty ordinary stuff.
And still it goes on. Dwyer cop one. In by Rowan Shores at the hand of the press. And he's got reported. That's one down.
Oh, what a crucial blow.
I can't say I'm really surprised. Not O'Dwyer, but generally speaking, somebody had to go sooner or later.
These teams have got to look forward. One of them's going to win and have to play Hawthorn next week.
Now, I don't know whether it was DeRuy reported or O'Dwyer. No, it must have been O'Dwyer because DeRuy got the free kick. Well, Steve O'Dwyer a bit unlucky. Very unlucky. Madden over the top. Has knocked it out of bounds. There's about another 30 others could have had their numbers taken as well. Now let's put down the boxing gloves and pick up the footy. Steins. Lyon. Healy. Good hand pass. Rhys Jones attempted smother just a little late over the head of O'Dwyer. And the goal square. Jackson at the back. What amazing judgment by the diminutive rover.
It really came about, Peter, from some real honest jumping from Sean White. You'll see Sean White just get up there and upset the whole pack. And Jackson in front in the right spot in front of Kennedy.
Jackson has kicked 2 goals for Melbourne so far. Coming in for kick number 10, 25 metres out. Crowd likes it, the goal umpire agrees.
When I found out I was pregnant, John and I...
Kicking with the breeze, that's holding the ball, according to the umpire. The Melbourne free kick. Lovell decides to play on. Bradley late on the scene. He's gone out wide, looking for Jackson again. The ball thumped away by Kennedy. Back it comes to Steins. Herman can't break clear, almost tripped. Wilson piles in without too much science. It's going to be a bounce at the edge of the square.
So it's just a slightly defensive side of the centre for Carlton. Melbourne in attack. Madden tries to get the tap out towards Bradley. He's pulled off the ball. Herman gets out back somehow to Nailey. Nailey's left foot kick wide, gives Kernahan the run at it. Now he falls over at the crucial stage. Dersber's up to gathering the football. Hard up against the boundary line. It's still in play. Silvani off to Kernahan. The Blues in attack. Kernahan's short pass is good. And Satori takes the mark. One wonders whether he's just a little too far out to score. He's going to have to kick at 45 metres.
Yeah. Gee, I think he's a real big chance to get this, Ian. Great kick from Kernahan.
Well, we'll soon see. Satori very deliberate. Good-looking kick. Coming back. Not far enough through for a behind to Carlton. So Melbourne lead by 21 points. 83 plays, 62. And they've kicked 4 goals in this third term.
I guess you'd have to say any miss is a costly one. That would have been a valuable goal, though, conversely, against the breeze. Look how far Hughes has kicked that. Spalding it was. Off the ground, Murphy. Meldrum a chance. Likewise, Lovett. And on the 50-metre line, Carlton half forward. It's going to be a bounce.
Yes, Carlton have only kicked 1 goal to the right-hand end against the breeze for the whole game so far.
And of course, the other end of the ground was the scoring end last week. Johnson, from the middle of the pack, almost kicked it out like a spiral punt. Clean bowls the whole lot of them, except Rhys Jones. Measures the pass off to Gleeson, who marks in front of Jamie Dersber. He's gone for another pass. Kernahan leading out and marks in front of Johnson. The angle more acute. Still 55 out. Slewed off the side of the boot. Murphy hasn't got a hope of marking that one. Healy off to Hughes. Shocking kick. Very low trajectory. Gets the desired result distance-wise. In front. Dunlop. Oh, heavy collision there. Down went Lovett. Alvin piles on top of his opponent, and that's holding the ball, according to the umpire. Rosscastle pretty severe on that. Tommy Alvin at centre field to take the free.
Square up for Justin Maddens, I would have thought. Alvin's kick now puts Carlton up towards centre half forward. and a good mark taken by Grinter, standing his ground at half-back for the Demons. He plays on Rodney Grinter and kicks it towards half-forward. Wilson's made good position and takes the mark in front of Herman. He tries to get the hand pass away. Is it play on? Yes, it is. And Herman goes after Wilson. Wilson's a very clever footballer, though, and he gets around, and the short pass is effective, finds Lyon. So Melbourne another chance to go to within goal-scoring distance through Gary Lyon. He tries the big torpedo. It's a mammoth kick. It's into the square. It's home. What a goal! Magnificent kick by Gary Lyon.
What goal of the day.
3 goals to Gary Lyon, and I think you'll remember that one for a long, long time to come.
Oh.
What a magnificent kick that was, and it really did actually clear the goal line, although very low. And some more good shepherding in the goal square as he goes back for the torpedo inside the square. Do you mind? That has gone 80 metres to the centimetre.
Oh, reminiscent of 1M Blight's kick at Princes Park a few years ago.
Mark the spot. I think that will be just about as long as Jeff Ferring's kick at Moorabbin about 10 years ago. 62 to 89. Gary Lyon's third goal has gone 80 metres plus at VFL Park. What a valuable one that could be. Glasgow trying to break clear. Ball finally hoofed out of the pack up towards Melbourne's half-forward line again. Jackson, a palm on. Receiving it as Kennedy. Intended for Alvin, but it went astray. Wilson makes some space, or indeed tries to. Back to Spalding. Good tackle to Rui. It spills to Jackson. The hand pass into the goal square. O'Dwyer, goal. O'Dwyer's first. Melbourne are hot. They lead by 33 points again.
Yes, and Kennedy really did guess where his teammate was. There obviously wasn't a lot of talking. But the loose ball came out to Wilson. As we look at this, you see the 3 Carlton players attacking Wilson when really they should have only been 1. And then a series of handballs sets up Steve O'Dwyer in the goals. So they really have reacted to some of the rough stuff, I guess you could call it. And they've done it the right way on the scoreboard.
Concentrated on the football, Malcolm. Certainly shown dividends, paid dividends. So 8 minutes remaining. Steins has the football. He can't break clear. And we'll have another bounce right in the centre of VFL Park.
We pose the question, can Carlton pick back a 5-goal deficit twice in one day?
Well, it's the best part of 6 goals. It's 33 points at the moment, and if it's still 8 minutes left, so plenty of time for Melbourne to get clear again. Phoebe, Glass got on Lovell. Lovell kicked off the ground by Healy. Blackwell, he's still got it. He's been interfered with by Yates as the umpire, and Blackwell takes the free kick. He plays on, looking for Meldrum at half-forward. A great punch away by Lovett, and frustrating tactics by the Demon defence has been tremendous all day long. Players like Dersma, Lovett, Stretch and Johnson, they've done a wonderful job for Melbourne. Boundary throw in centre wing member side. Madden on the scene a little late. Demons gather, Flintoff. Quick kick, gathers 40 metres for his side and goes over for another boundary throw in just in front of DeRui and Spalding. So if Melbourne can get another 2 goals, I would think it would be a very formidable task for Carlton in the last term. Just under 7 minutes left. Steins gets to the front. The punch really is ineffective by the ruckman, and we'll have another boundary throw in. So with Stephen Silvani now just lingering across the half-back line as a loose player, the Blues are obviously concerned. It comes to the back, DeRui's kick. Wilson gathers. He tries to run away from Alvin. He gets the hand pass away. The kick by Yates to half-forward, and a good mark taken by DeRui, who's done pretty well since he's come off the interchange bench. Looking for someone to kick to. It's up in the Kernahan direction with Dersma. Dersma keeps the big man off the football. He could have nearly been free kick, Jamie Dersma, but the umpire decides to bounce. Centre wing, member side. He's a little disappointed that he didn't get one, but he's very, very disciplined. Who's my man? It's Stephen Kernahan, and off he goes. The bounce of the football. Nailey pushes his opponent in the back. Lovell goes on with football for Melbourne. Into the pocket. It's a little too high. Kennedy can't mark. Jackson. Great play. Wayne Harms a-la. Nailey there. It's still in play with Lyon. Kennedy there. And the ball will be bounced right up against the boundary line about 60 metres around from the Melbourne goal.
That was out of bounds.
Yes, and as the rain starts to tumble down at Football Park. Interesting move this.
Football Park? VFL Park.
VFL Park.
We're in Adelaide now. Yes, that's going to help Melbourne, isn't it? At least one would think. Under greasy conditions, sort of shades of last Saturday. And 4 Saturdays in a row in Melbourne we've had rain. Interstate people would say, what's new? Many Melbourne people would say the same. Picked up by Rhys Jones. Looks for Blackwell. Came off the hands or part of the body of Graham Yates. And it'll be thrown in left half forward flank for Melbourne. Kicking to the main scoreboard end. Latter stages third term. We've got 5 minutes to go. And a good quarter for the Demons. Wilson takes the hand pass from Flintoff. Knocked down by Dunlop. Jackson. Bad hand pass intended for Flintoff. He made good to get that. Inside 50 and shoots. It's coming around. It's not a bad kick. It's a goal. He's got it.
Nissan.
At VFL Park. In a great quarter for the Demons. Bradley. Sartori. They've got a free kick anyway. Had he not taken the mark, he's directly in front of goal.
Actually, they've had a few chances. Justin Madden kicked one from here, and Peter Sartori now with his second chance at goal. So perhaps the chances that they've had to this end of the ground have been quite critical. The time clock just over 4 minutes left. Sartori's kick. Nice looking drop punt. It's a goal, and a badly needed one for Carlton. Sartori kicks his third goal, and Carlton just get a little closer. But the Demons have got a pretty handy lead, 33 points, close to three-quarter time. And with the opportunity to go into a grand final, I would think that they would be pretty hard to come get pegged back, Melbourne.
You should say so. If we look at that kick, Silvani's actually gone to centre half back on the Spalding, and Darui is now playing at half forward with Grinter picking him up.
Back in the centre. Good bounce. Just favours Madden, but over the top there's a chance now for Gleeson. He just gets clear of Lovell. Madden can't get the ball away. Kick by Johnson towards half forward. Kennedy gathered by Gleeson out wide. He's got a player loose, Rhys Jones. Can he gather the football? It's just a little bit too far for him. Now he's caught with the ball. He gets the hand pass away to Blackwell. Glascott looking a little troubled as David Glascott, and his kick goes close to the line as Rhys Jones can't keep it in, and we'll have a boundary throw in. It's slightly forward of the centre wing, favouring the Demons, with just over 3 minutes left in the third term. The fans all running for cover as the rain has started to fall at VFL Park. At the back, chance for Lyon. Clever play. It bounces off his teammate's head. The kick by Gleeson up towards half forward. Meldrum, good gather.
Had a bound with it, yes it is now, but it's a free kick in the meantime is being played. It's going Carlton's way, and Meldrum will take it at right centre wing. Almost a mark to Herman, knock on by Johnson. Flintoff. Dersma, beautiful tap out towards the boundary line, and the ball has indeed been taken over by Herman. Once again for a boundary throw in. 2.5 minutes left in this term. That rain still coming down. Persistent, although not heavy. O'Dwyer gets it from Madden, hits it straight to Healy, who, as you can see, more than well covered. And it will be a bounce on centre wing. Milhana watches on. Was taken from the field earlier and replaced, I think, from memory by Darui. Up goes Madden. O'Dwyer a little bit too tall. Picked up by Flintoff. The target is Wilson. Alvin wearing him pretty closely. Silvani tries to get it away from White. Succeeds in doing that. Gets around Spalding. Intended for Gleeson. Lovell over the top. A juggle. Not paid. A scramble. Booted away for Carlton by Bradley. Up it comes to Murphy. Well tackled by Stretch. The ball spills free. Still at midfield. Kernahan. Darui. Healy. Darui in pursuit now. Healy did well to get his kick. Silvani, though, takes a safe mark in front of Spalding and decides to play on. Time on in the third quarter. Carlton in trouble. The two number 8s. Yates wins out from Blackwell. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Underneath it is Kennedy and Aitken for Carlton. White gets there first, but it beats him over the line. And the throw-in will take place about 45 metres out, right half forward flank for Melbourne, with just over a minute to go in the quarter.
And the ball getting slipperier, making Carlton's job just so much harder.
Yes, I think Melbourne will be packing the back line in the last quarter. Steins tries to get the ball out for his team. A tap on. It comes to the back. Here's a chance for Johnson. There's a free kick. No, play on. What will the umpire do now? He must ball it up. Alan Johnson had no idea of what had happened. And, of course, the umpire now will bounce. The play is only 15 or 17 metres out, directly in front of the Melbourne goal, with just seconds remaining in the third term. Can the Demons get a goal? They lead by 33 points. The bounce favours Steins. The Blues get the ball out close to the line. Lyon falls over at a crucial stage. So does Spalding. Gleeson. Carlton players looking very tired. That game was very difficult last week in the wet. Steins goes for goal. A long kick by Steins. Will it be rushed through? No. Great mark taken by Dunlop right on the goal line. And that could be the last chance of the third term. He hand passed it off to Aitken. Aitken's short kick is good, and Herman takes the mark. The Blues are out of trouble. Bradley kicks it up towards the wing. Mark taken there by Flintoff as the siren sounds to end the third quarter. A great third quarter.
Goal in each of the quarters that they ran into the breeze. So the Demons led by 33 points going into the last change. Well, Melbourne had come back from 30 points down at quarter time. Could they do it in the final quarter like they did in the second quarter? We go to the final term action. I'll tell you what, the rain wasn't going to help their chances. Melbourne in front by 33 points, and here again, Peter Landy, Ian Robertson and Malcolm Blight.
Final quarter of the 1988 preliminary final. Melbourne leads by 33 points. They led by 30 at quarter time, though, and trailed by 2 at half time after Carlton had the win. O'Dwyer, who had his number taken into the third quarter, down to Glascott. Chance for Melbourne, driven up by Flintoff to half forward. Good knock away by Dunlop. Jackson at the fall of the ball. Flips it over the top of Blackwell. Back it comes to the useful Nayley. Nayley's kick to half forward, tries to find Meldrum in the Roaders stretch. Meldrum again. Almost grabbed his opponent too high. Good hip and shoulder from stretch, put his opponent out of business. And it will be bounced at the edge of the square. Rain started falling in the third quarter. Robbie Flower and Todd Viney looking on. O'Dwyer and Madden have had a great duel all day. Honours fairly even. I guess they've nullified each other to a certain extent. Lions kick up towards midfield. The mark is taken by David Rees-Jones. Down to half forward. O'Dwyer got one hand down to it. Opportunity for Silvani. Tries to flip the ball out in front. Socketed away by Grinter, his opponent at the moment. Up to midfield. Kennedy picks it up for Carlton. Puts it back to half forward. Silvani with a very useful knock on. Now the chances for Meldrum, if he can gather the slippery ball. New ball being used at the start of each quarter. Silvani grabbed. Did he have it? Love it. Looks for a long hand pass. Stretch knocks it down, but it's to Gleeson. Silvani again. Useful so far. Out to Gleeson once more. Close to the boundary line. Almost dragged over it. Now Johnson hooks it again across his body. Two Carlton players are there. Madden takes the mark.
And Madden takes the ball. He's outside the 50-metre line. So Carlton will be looking for some sort of momentum. A big goal early in the quarter they need. And the kick is in short. The mark's been taken for Carlton by Gleeson.
Yes, and that's what's going to happen in this quarter. The ball going for a torpedo looked like Madden and fell short. The ball falls short. Slippery ball. Players have got to make good contact with it, and a very important kick.
Well, we saw Lyon kick one from here in the earlier in the game, so Gleeson's a chance. Kicks for goal and puts it through. Good kick, and Carlton gain a bit of momentum.
First goal, a much-needed one to Carlton. And you're just wondering what's going through the Melbourne players' minds. They've been in this situation before with Hawthorn last year in the preliminary final, and now with Carlton having this breeze, although much stronger conditions. As we watch again, that kick falls short, and Gleeson with that excellent shot from behind the goals, kicked very truly indeed.
So back in the centre, Adrian Gleeson, one goal, and these centre bounces very important to both sides.
22 and a half minutes left in the quarter. Melbourne, of course, have a much bigger lead at this stage than they did last year against Hawthorn. David Rees-Jones marks in front of Spalding, gets a directive to play on by the umpire. Blackwell marks right centre wing, relays it to Kennedy. He was looking down there for Kernahan. Lyon, they get it over the boundary line. Hand pass comes out to Flintoff from Healy, who gets it back again, kicks into the man. Nayley. Herman, intended for such, and Grinter stands in the road.
Didn't he stand in the road too?
That's what Grinter plays it. Throw in, about 75 metres around. O'Dwyer and Madden, who gets boot to ball. Who's it going to favour? Well, Sartori flipped it on. There was no one there, though, for Carlton. And just knocked through by Grinter in front of Gleeson, who almost got his second goal for the quarter. 75 to 101. He called on the bench this afternoon. Danny Hughes favouring the member stand side. I think a sensible tactic, going with the wind or against the breeze. Now Murphy robes it beautifully. Here's Carlton second for the quarter.
Yes, Fraser Murphy, second goal, kicked one in the second and one now in the last quarter. That really was a very slippery ball to mark, and he did rove it very well.
Melbourne need to score in this quarter, Malcolm.
Yes, I don't think they can win the game of football unless they score. O'Dwyer almost took the mark, and Murphy on the run kicked very truly.
It's interesting that the goals have been kicked by the two Rovers.
Yes, very important. And the rain pouring down. Rain absolutely pouring down at VFL Park, so we've got just over 21 minutes left. Carlton have got the ball out of the centre. They do nearly again through Nayley. Phoebe grabbed around the neck. Poor play by the captain of Carlton, Stephen Kernahan, and Phoebe will take the free kick for Melbourne. Defensive side of centre. Kicks it up towards centre half forward for Melbourne. The ball hangs in the breeze. There's a mark. Spalding. Fair mark, and he plays allowed to play on. He kicks it up towards full forward, a marking contest. There's a chance now for Melbourne. The ball comes free. Kick out by Kennedy. There's no one here except the Melbourne player Williams, who's just come on from the bench. Williams kick up towards full forward, out in front. No mark taken. Could have been taken by Aitken. It's in the goal square. A quick kick off the ground could be advantageous, but the Carlton defenders man up. And O'Dwyer is the Melbourne player off the ground to allow Williams to come on, and it nearly resulted favourably for the Demons. We've got a bounce just outside the Melbourne goal line. There's the time clock. Steins gets it out. Williams, Glascott, Herman. Back it goes now to Rhys Jones, and Rhys Jones left foot kick. Goes out towards the wing. Dersman, great mark. And Kernahan, the frustration should be showing. 50 metres, and that's bad football.
Yes, I don't think it was quite as bad as that. But there was probably no need for it, was the truth of the matter.
Wait till you see what he kicks, and then you'll tell whether it's bad or not. If he kicks a goal...
Well, he's got to be a big chance. Tell you what, that's not a very long 50 metres either, just by the way.
Well, Dersman now is within 25 metres of goal. A very crucial kick for the centre half back. Concentrating hard. Kicks just off the side, hits the post. Well, the Demon fans will cry blood if they can't get up and win this match.
Well, I think he only got about 30 of his 50 metres.
21 points they lead by. Derui kicks it in, straight up the centre.
It's a way to play it for Carlton. Madden takes the rebound. Now he tried to soccer it without success. Sockered away by Aitken. Lyon. Phoebe. Oh, a good flip out the back. Stretch. Straight down the ground. Knocked away by Kennedy. Two Melbourne players are there. Spalding. Now he upset his apple cart. Goes long into the goal square. Williams. Handy if he can get this one. Derui. Good defence. Jackson off the ground. Goals! Goes through like a steam train. The ball rebounds out towards White half forward and Healy. Williams again. Great move by Northey, bringing him on. Gets the hand pass out again. It's Healy once more. Shocking kick out of bounds on the full free kick to Carlton. Back pocket left.
In the back pocket, Mick Kennedy. There's John Northey. He's getting a little excited. He's on his feet. Kennedy's got a loose player on the outer half-back flank, and it's Rhys Jones. He takes the mark and runs away from Spalding. Spalding very tired. Rhys Jones up towards the centre of the ground. No mark taken. Chance for Blackwell. The ball eludes him. A punch on by the Melbourne defence. Rhys Jones has a chance. He's pushed off the ball. Blackwell. The ball very slippery. All players finding it hard to handle. And the ball is kept in for the Demons. It's in their attacking half. And some fingernails being shortened there by Wes Lofts as Blackwell picks himself up. Time ticking away, just 18 minutes remaining. The Demons, a real chance to go into their first grand final since 1964. against the Hawks next week.
Long time ago, 24 years. And by standing there like a traffic policeman waiting for the bounce. Madden finally wins it. Alvin, a fresh air shot. Steins. Flintop's kick is a short one. Thumped away by Dunlop. He'll be able to follow this up, but doesn't get a favourable bounce. It allows Spalding to run free, not for very long. Smothered well by Dunlop. Back it comes to Kennedy. Kennedy's kick is short. Still bounces inside 50 for Carlton. Glascott farms out the hand pass. The recipient is Gleeson. And Gleeson downfield. Long kick intended for Kernahan. The captain doesn't let him down. Lovett's tackle a little bit late. Silvani gets offloaded with a good hip and shoulder. Grinter goes for the boundary line or Lovett and puts it over the line. Now both of those players are hurt. Gary Lyon holding his head. Steve Silvani looking pretty groggy. Let's take a look at that again.
It's pretty good stuff, actually. Silvani really has had some nasty bumps this year. And him and Gary Lyon, it was a terrific honest contest.
Meldrum over the head of Lyon. Now here's Silvani. He seems to have recovered okay. Sartori gets around and scores a point. Goodness me, how did he miss that?
Well, I'd like to go on record as saying that the difference between the two teams is Melbourne have kicked the crucial goals and Carlton have missed them.
Yes, he's kicked 3 goals, and I would suggest the 3 goals he's missed have been almost gimmies, if there's such a thing in football.
Well, that'd be close to a gimme, wouldn't it? Only a few metres out. Now, good mark to Madden in front of Steins, but he has to kick from outside 50. Justin Madden for kick number 11. No, he's gone for the hand pass to Bradley. Spiral punt kick gets the distance. The accuracy isn't there. A good attempt to mark by Sartori. One behind. Bottom line for Carlton, 12-11 to 17-6. Great kicking under these conditions. 25 points the difference. Hannah warming up.
Hughes kicks into the outer side looking for Lovett. He can't mark. Meldrum's there and he falls over at a critical stage. The kick off the ground goes into the centre. Lyon gathers. He's caught with the football. Reece Jones, the tackler, comes to the back. Bradley gets the hand pass out to Gleeson. Gleeson's quick kick into the forward pocket. No mark taken. Hughes pressured by Sartori. Hughes' kick is good and it gains about 30 metres for his team and goes out of bounds at half-back for Melbourne. About 55 to 60 metres around. It's a little further away. It's 70 metres around from the Carlton goal. Madden doing the ruck work. Out the back. Bradley again. Goes right through all players. Chance for Herman. Good gather. Flip out the back. Sartori falls over. Stretch. Kick off the ground is effective.
Odds to nothing there for Steve Stretch, who's prepared to concede a behind or whatever. He was able to get it out on the member stand pocket. Kernahan jockeying for the front position. Down to Phoebe or Glascott. Either of those players picks it up cleanly. Over Glascott, the bottom of the stack. And so a bounce. Still inside the 50-metre line. Carlton's left forward pocket. Bounce by Ross Castle's fairly high. Thumped away by Jim Steins. Melbourne gaining only metres and also time.
Played well, Steins and O'Dwyer.
14.5 minutes left in the game to decide who will take spot number 2 against Hawthorn next Saturday in the grand final. Down goes Johnson, out goes the ball, and another throw in almost in the identical spot, still around about 50 metres from goal.
So you tend to say that Melbourne have really bottled this game up, but you just know that Carlton will have one last dip at it, and they need to get goals from it though.
Silvani from Madden. Silvani to Madden. Not Flintoff, but Lovett. Danny Hughes sees the ball safely over the boundary line, so Carlton working it forward. It's right next to the behind post.
Gee, they need 3 quick goals if they're going to have a chance. Look at that time clock.
Steins at the back. Ball becoming very, very slippery with this persistent rain. Booted out past Alvin. Madden's there. Good tackle, Gary Lyon. The ball spills free for him. In comes Bradley. Thumped away from Alvin. It's out of bounds. We'll see a throw in about 60 metres from the Carlton goal.
Millum Hannah on the boundary line as David Glascott is about to be replaced. And precious time ticking away. Madden pulled off the ball. The quick kick comes up towards the wing. It's punched away there by Dunlop. Crash to the ground. Kick off the ground again. Chance now for Herman. He thumps the ball into the forward area. goes through Danny Hughes. Kernahan's a chance. He breaks the tackle. Snap shot is great. It's nearly a goal. It's home.
Still a ball game. Phoebe attempts to soccer it forward for Melbourne. Rhys Jones shows him how it's done. Past Kernahan on this occasion. Naily dispossessed. Murphy. Here's another one coming up for Carlton. Maybe to Kernahan as well. Gets it out to Steve Silvani. In pursuit is Stephen Stretch. Silvani, beautifully done to shoot at goal with his right foot.
Jeez, that was shocking, isn't it?
One behind. He knows he's bleeding from the left eye too. So he's gone a couple of rounds with Jeff Fennick. Hughes. Member stand flank again. Hannah, who's just come on to replace Glascott, takes the mark. And Hannah won't waste any time. He'll be very keen to get warm and get Carlton moving. Not a great kick. Direction-wise, out of bounds.
No, it didn't put a lot of pressure on the defence at all.
Poor kick, wasn't it?
Phoebe coming off will be perhaps for Steve Newport. It's very crowded in Carlton's left forward pocket. Down it comes to Gleeson. Naily caught pretty quickly. Flipped out the back to Herman. That's out of bounds on the full.
He went the wrong way then, really.
And it will be taken by Flintoff. No, it won't. Take that back. It will be Grinter. Grinter's kick dropping short, predictably. Madden with a big fist to Rhys Jones. Sartori the target. Very hard to mark at the moment. Meldrum just about throws it out. Out it comes to Meldrum again after Herman. Then he had his head taken off, and that could be a goal. Could be, but it's a behind. 13-13, so 26 effective scoring shots.
They need 3 goals, Peter.
3 goals. Can they get them? 11 and a quarter minutes remaining. Well, plenty of time if they're good enough, Malcolm.
Yes, they indeed. And 3 goals, 5 they've kicked, and a couple of those just go on the other side of the post. I think this crowd's waiting for something to happen here.
They certainly are. The quietness is really unbelievable. Kick in by Hughes. The mark's been taken by Stretch, but he's given a kick away. Herman, he dives on it, goes for goal. Ian Herman. The torpedoes off the side of the boot. Silvani in the pocket, can't quite gather it. And it's thumped over. No, it's not thumped over the line. Silvani goes after it again. So does Greg Healy. And the captain, the Melbourne captain, dives after it and gets the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, perfect example then, Herman. All he had to do was put pressure on the goal scorer again. Drop punt would have been the kick. Slip, hard to do torpedoes in these conditions.
Chance for Gleeson. Grinter puts his body in. Good play. Out wide. It's a chance for Stretch. Stretch just inside the 50-metre line. Kicks it out towards the wing. It comes to the back. Dunlop on his favoured foot. Goes for the hand pass to Elvin. He drops it a sitter, but he's got time enough to steady. Left foot kick towards half forward. Kernahan can't mark. It comes to the front. Kick off the ground favours Yates. Now's a chance for Grinter. He's got Johnson in support, and the Demons are out of trouble because Johnson's kick now comes up towards the wing. No mark taken. Kennedy's there under pressure. Kick off the ground by Wilson. Good play. Jackson into the open. Williams. He'll go into an open goal. David Williams. Put down your glasses. He does it. He kicks it right across the face and out of bounds for a throw-in 3 or 4 metres around from the behind post.
Very close to out on the full, that one. Very close.
10 minutes remaining in the match.
So Carlton free kick. No, it was out of bounds. That's why I'm talking myself into something that didn't happen. It was so close. Oh, he's holding the ball against Carlton.
Can you believe that?
Well, both 2 Carlton players there. It was just the indecision that caused that. One player should have nominated himself for.
Let's take a look at it again.
There it is there, and Bradley overrunning it.
Rhys Jones on the top of it. That's a bit stiff, isn't it?
Give decisions like that in a preliminary final where the position is really crucial. Whoever loses the game's out of it. No, I don't believe it.
Ricky Jackson for goal number 5. 35 metres out. And has missed it, I fancy, judging by his reaction. No, he's got it. Oh, Sarui going crook. And so is Kennedy. They can't believe it. I must admit I agree with them. 91 to 114. What an interesting goal that was. I don't know whether we can see it from behind the goals, but you'll find that that will be very close.
Here's the ball coming in. Oh, it's hit the post.
Did hit the post.
Have a look at Jackson's reaction.
Hit the top of it. Well, and that replay looked as though it shaved the post, but it has been given as a goal, so things falling Melbourne's way. Newport picks up, drives the Demons forward, once again up to half forward, and the mark is taken by Aitken.
Aitken's kick is very, very wide, bouncing towards the boundary line. They won't be able to keep it in, and another boundary throw-in will take place. Well, that goal, I would say, has put paid to Carlton's chances of playing in the grand final.
Yeah, here it is.
And you'll see the ball duck back towards the middle of the camera. There it is there. Just shave the post.
On centre wing, chance for Nayley. Flipped back by the Melbourne player there. Gleeson's after it. He's pushed in the back. And the umpire sees it that way, and the free kick will go to the Carlton Rover. So with just 8 minutes left in the preliminary final, Melbourne looking pretty good at this stage. Gleeson's kick up towards half forward. Very difficult to mark, this slippery ball. Chance for Melbourne to come clear. Back into the centre. It's punched away. A foot play by Wilson, and he gets the hand pass over to Healy. Healy, short kick. Up towards half forward. Williams gathers. Back onto the right foot. He can't really do much with it. It goes back to Healy. Healy slips over. Rhys Jones. Caught with the football again. Too slow. Newport's left foot kick towards half forward. Goes to the back. Punch away by Dunlop. Attempted gather by Kennedy. He's in after it again, Mick Kennedy. And he overruns it. Now three of them fight over it. And it comes out the back. The attempted kick off the ground by Wilson. He's caught with the football. He gets the hand pass out to Stretch. Stretch up against the boundary line. His kick is great. Spalding misses the mark. Blackwell does the tackling. Kick off the ground. Chance for Carlton to come clear now through Dunlop at half back. And the Blues striving hard to stay in this match. Up towards the wing, and a great mark's been taken by Steins and made a liar of the slippery ball syndrome.
My word, wasn't that a terrific mark?
Jimmy Steins, short of right centre wing, any overhead mark today, a good one. Magnificent grab by Steins. And Dunlop showing us how good that mark was, I guess. Flip over the back by Jackson, intercepting is Kennedy. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Thump away by Dersma. Nuttall, the chance. And then he got put out of business by Fraser Murphy. And on centre wing, right on the Meyer emblem, it's going to be a bounce. Under 7 minutes remaining in the game, with the right to challenge Hawthorn in next week's grand final. Steins and Madden. Murphy got put out of business by Stretch. It's a real wet weather day now. Out to Bradley. His effectiveness after half-time hasn't been as great as before the main change. This is Meldrum, outside 50 metres. Long kick. Silvani tried to take a screamer from the back. Hughes goes towards the boundary line with the educated fullback's kick. Willem Hanna in the road. And eventually gets beaten for it by Newport. Having trouble gathering, but not really surprising under these conditions. It's still teeming. How would you like to be on top of the light towers? How would you like to get the camera down this afternoon? Pass. Steins up. Almost takes it. And number Ross Castle will bounce it again. So similar conditions that Carlton enjoyed or had to put up with last week against Hawthorn. And it would appear at this stage it's going to be the same result. Some long faces in the Carlton box. Melbourne striving for their first grand final since '64. Booted away by Alan Johnson. Johnson's kick up towards centre wing. And the ball like a cake of soap at the moment. It beats Dunlop over the line and also Spalding. And once again we'll see a boundary throw. 5 minutes 10 remaining in the game.
Melbourne supporters won't mind at all sitting this out in the rain. Madden tries to get the tap out the back. It's not bad. Murphy caught with the football, but he gets the hand pass away to Blackwell. Carlton players all trying to win it off their own boot with these big long thumps into the forward line. Chance now. Here's a kick off the ground by Sartori. It's a goal.
4 goals to Peter Sartori. And also 3 points. And we've mentioned those 3 points. 14-13, 27 scoring shots to 24. The forward line work of Melbourne has been very good. As we look at this behind, you'll see that Silvani goes to get it. But in fact, Sartori kicks it virtually out of his hands for his 4th goal. And I suppose 17 points.
Not impossible. Not impossible.
Well, just under 5 minutes left in the game, so the centre bounce is very crucial. Madden can't get it out, Bradley can, and a quick kick up towards half forward. Silvani nearly takes the mark. He gets the hand pass off. Murphy's caught with the football. Great effort there by Stretch. The ball at half forward for Carlton, and the free kick has been picked out, and it's going to Stephen Stretch.
Wasn't that a certain chance then?
Great tackle though, wasn't it?
Fantastic.
Stretch now to kick the ball out of trouble for Melbourne, out towards the wing. It's a great kick by Stretch, and a great mark out there to Yates. So Melbourne within reach of a grand final spot against Hawthorn next week. Can they hang on? The time now very close to 4 minutes left in the last quarter. Punch away by Wilson. Healy gathers. He can't break away. A struggle for possession out there on the centre wing. No one can break away with it. John Northey, he'd be using that telephone every second, I would think, in this last quarter, as the nails just get shorter and shorter in the Melbourne camp.
Outer wing, under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Carlton needs 3 goals to go into their third successive grand final. Still a tall order. But of course shades of last year when Hawthorn picked them back and finally won the game on or after the bell. Madden and Steins. Assist from Spalding, won by Madden, tries to find Blackwell, and only finds the boundary line. And they didn't really gain too much from that. 3.5 minutes remaining. Steins and Madden again. Steins goes down. Gleeson. Dunlop. Good tackle by Hannah. Out it comes to Yates it is. Up the half forward. DeRui got underneath it. Opportunity for Williams. Gathers. This could be the sealer if he kicks accurately. And he's done it. That is a goal. Yes, all clear, says the field umpire, and that's what he's going to signal. Listen to the roar. Melbourne's 19th, and they don't mind the rain and the out.
Tremendous elation from all the Melbourne players all over the ground then. They can see that they've got a spot in the grand final against Hawthorn, something that eluded them last year. As we look at this from behind, Williams was able to get DeRui under the ground. Quinter doesn't really mind.
A spectator on the ground being given chase by a policeman.
About to be shirt-fronted.
Oh, great tackle. Great tackle.
Oh.
I don't think you claim a 50-metre penalty. Might be a guest of Her Majesty tonight, though.
Yes, well, I suppose that's one way to get onto the preliminary final ground, isn't it?
Parachute in.
Yes, we've had everything, haven't we? Fights and shoves and what have you between the players, and now
Really,
spectators under the influence out there.
We are seeing a historical moment in 25 years of football.
We certainly are. Bouncing to the centre again. Steins really got collected for his trouble. And once again, it's going to be a bounce at midfield. 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. Melbourne, the underdogs, have almost done the impossible. Madden wins it. Down to Gleeson. Bradley off the ground. Umpire was given a free kick Melbourne's way.
Kicking the range, I would think, against Bradley.
Will be taken by Brian Wilson. Brownlow medalist to take the kick at midfield. Down to Dersma.
Dersma kicks it out wide. Spalding's on his own. Melbourne wasting time. They can see that they're home now. It's under 2 minutes left. Spalding stutters. Now he's called to play on. Round onto the left foot. Earl Spalding kicks it towards half forward, and the mark's been taken by Aitken. No urgency there shown by Carlton. Now he kicks it quickly, but a great interception there by Spalding, and he thumps it over the line for another boundary throw-in. And the Melbourne fans will put up with the rain. You send us whatever weather you like. We'll put up with it if we can watch our side play in the grand final. Steins, thump to the front. He goes after it again. Bradley's kick towards the wing. Dersma, kick off the ground. Chance for Johnson. Kick off the ground again by Bradley. White, great gather by Sean White, and he gets the hand pass out towards Flintoff. Flintoff goes to the line and will have another boundary throw-in. So with just 1 minute and 4 seconds left, Melbourne within sight of the grand final spot.
First time since 1964. Madden up high, Steins, Rhys Jones. Redirects play back towards midfield, off the hands of Yates. Fraser Murphy at the bottom. Naily. From midfield, short, off the hands of Sartori. Danny Hughes should be able to do the tidying up without too many problems if he doesn't fumble. Sartori tries to hoof it off the ground, has done so, but it's touched. So behind the Carlton, they're 14th, 98 to 120. Melbourne by 22 points. Will be the last score of the day. Hughes to Lovett, left back pocket. Mackel tried to read it over the top of Stein's head. Stein's read it better. Dunlop misses a chance for Wilson. Alvin, the umpire has given a free kick. Might be going to Spalding, is it? Time ticking down, just about siren time, and there it is! Melbourne's into the grand final. First time since 1964, and the scene's the exact reverse from those here 12 months to the day.
Well, they look pretty happy with themselves, and, well, assuredly so too. Their performance was very, very good, particularly that third quarter, when a few of the dust-ups started. They got back on the ball, Malcolm, I thought, a lot quicker than Carlton, and got that very vital lead at three-quarter time.
Yes, they did, and I suppose if we talk about luck in football, the rain did come which didn't make Carlton's job any easier, but Melbourne had the momentum after losing it midway through that second quarter, but they really did regain composure. I think that's 5 out of the last 6 finals games they've won, and of course the other one was beaten by 2 points. So
today's game is part of the Myer 1988 VFL Premiership Series.
How different were the scenes for Melbourne players and supporters than last year. The Demons won it by 22 points after kicking 3 goals to Carlton's 4 in the last quarter, and Melbourne's ability to kick 6 goals into the breeze to Carlton's 2 goals into the breeze, a most telling factor. The goal scorers, Jackson 5, White 4 and Lyon kicked 3, and for Carlton, Kernahan and Sartori each kicked 4 and Murphy kicked 2. Steve O'Dwyer reported for allegedly striking Steve DeRuy in the third quarter. So what a game it was, and we get Melbourne and Hawthorn next week. And, well, Melbourne will be fired up with what happened in the preliminary final last year all over again. Can they do it from the elimination final? That'll be interesting to see. Now, to footy flashbacks, and we're at finals time. Let's have a look at some of the best from the past.
Footy flashbacks are proudly brought to you by NEC Computers, Communications and Home Entertainment.
In the preliminary final of 1973, Magpie supporters had a feeling of deja vu when their boys took on Richmond. Like the 1970 grand final against Carlton, the match would see Collingwood fall in a hole after leading clearly at half-time. The Tigers kicked 11 goals in the second half to get up and win by 7 points. The great Royce Hart was magnificent for Richmond. 12 months later, North Melbourne and Hawthorn slogged it out on a wet September afternoon, and no more than 10 points separated the teams all day. It was this tap from Barry Davis to Rob Peterson which made the difference, North advancing to the grand final by a margin of 4 points. Another time when the second last game of the season went right down to the wire was in 1976 in the clash between the Roos and the Blues. At three-quarter time, only 2 points separated the teams, Carlton having its nose in front. But North's Darryl Sutton came to the rescue. This was one of 2 goals in the dying minutes to give the Kangaroos a 1-point win. Collingwood took on Geelong in the 1980 preliminary final, and when David Clark goaled late in the final term, the Maggies looked to have thrown another one away. But 2 men still playing for Collingwood, Tony Shaw and Peter Dacos, combined to win the game for the Pies by 4 points. 1 year further on, again it was Collingwood versus Geelong, and again it was a thriller. And who should make the difference once more? Then, 20 years of age, Peter Dacos produced the sort of brilliant individual effort that we've become accustomed to, and in so doing gave the Magpies a grand final berth by 7 points. In 1985, Footscray looked likely to make its first grand final in 24 years when a great third quarter saw the Bulldogs hit the front over Hawthorn. But under the inspiring leadership of Lee Matthews playing his second last game, the Hawks came out on top by less than 2 kicks.
And he's put it through, I think, for a goal.
And last year saw probably the greatest finish to any preliminary final. With only a few seconds remaining, Melbourne had a 4-point lead when Gary Buckenara was pushed by Rod Grinter. And the stage was set for one of football's most dramatic moments.
5 metres out.
It's 15 metres! If he misses, Melbourne are in. There's the kick. It's a goal! It's a goal! Hawthorn have won with a kick after the siren. What a performance! A magnificent performance this by Hawthorn. Poor old Melbourne. You've got to, the hearts go out to the Melbourne Football Club. Stephen Spence can't believe it.
Footy flashbacks were proudly brought to you by NEC Computers, Communications and Home Entertainment.
Some great stars from the past there, and Melbourne have a chance to join them next week when they play in the grand final. Of course, Hawthorn are there for the 6th year in a row. We'll be talking about all the ramifications out of today's game and a bit of gossip from the dressing room after the break with the sporting editor.
The Brownlow medal over with Drew, but it'll be a shame if he becomes another John Coleman or another Neville Crowe and misses that grand final occasion.
You had a chance to talk to him?
Yes, we did. And he said after the match, he said there were 20 worse things that happen every day out there in a football field that don't get reported. He said, I thought actually Derui was reported, not me. And he said, I think I'll get off. He said, I'm a fair dinkum bloke, and if they look at all the evidence, I think they'll prove me innocent.
Now, the Demons only the third to get to a grand final from an elimination. Of course, the two previous teams lost. What chance? What did John Northey have to say?
Well, John Northey said it's not the impossible dream. He said if they show the same commitment as they showed today and during the final series running up from that 22nd game of the season, he said we can do it. He said we're a red-hot possibility, and I believe him after today's match. He said we've finished with no injuries. He said the spirit's high, and I'm looking forward to a real big match next week. The league expect over 100,000 because there'll be plenty of those members running into the big section, Drew.
I'll say, and I believe that Gary Lyon has never seen a grand final before.
No, he admitted after today's game he'd never been to a grand final, which is quite unusual considering that his father, Peter Lyon, was a former Hawthorn player, and he could have gone to the Hawks under the father and son rule, and he could have been playing grand finals for them for the last 6 years, but no, he chose Melbourne, and this will be his first time ever at a grand final.
There might be divided loyalties in that family next week. And speaking of families, I believe that Jim Stein's hoping to fly his family out here.
Well, he's glad he got over that preliminary final today, remember last year, and he said he's hoping to bring his dad Brian out, but it all depends on how his younger brother goes in a Gaelic football final over there in Dublin. Probably they hope he loses so they can get on the plane next week.
What about from the losers' rooms? What about Robert Walls?
Well, Robert Walls is having a bit of a wake out at his place in Park Orchards tonight. And he's told us that he won't be going with the Blues over there to London next month. He'll be doing his schoolwork as usual. He'll be leaving the coaching of the Carlton team to Col Kinnear, the seconds coach. And apparently a few of the senior players can't make this trip. So Wallsy's staying home and drowning his sorrows tonight.
Yes, they'll be sad at Carlton. Thanks very much for talking to us tonight, Scotty.
Just one more thing, Drew.
Yeah, well, we've got 10 seconds.
7 people were taken off the ground and a baby today, and I believe the police were looking for one of the blokes in the first place.
Oh, really? OK, we'll be talking football in Sports World tomorrow morning from 10:30. Join us then. Good night to you all.
Who was there when they wrote the story? Who was there in the colours of glory? Who was there when a new star rose? Who was there as each chapter closed? We were there when the mighty fell. We were there when they did it well. Who was there when the boys became the men? We were there and we'll be there again. We'll be there this year, we'll be there. We'll be there, up there, we'll be there. We'll be with you in the hour, and you know what we'll be shouting. We'll be there, we'll be there, we'll be there. We'll be with you in the hour, and you know what we'll be shouting. We'll be there, we'll be there, we'll be there.
VFL Premiership Football, proudly brought to you by Nissan Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, your State Insurance Office and State Bank Victoria.
Who will win the coveted 1988 Brownlow medal?
I don't know about you blokes, but I'm going for Jason Dunstall.
This fella's the winner, Michael Mitchell.
Terry Wallace has to have a big chance.
What about this bloke, Gary Buckenara?
Don't forget the Magpie champ, Peter Dacos.
My money's on Jared Healy.
It's a strange business we're in. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
A clash of cultures. 8:30 Monday night, the Brownlow medal. followed by Clive Robertson's News World, live from the studios of 7 Melbourne.